Welcome to ToolThinker YouTube channel, your ultimate guide to empowering smarter decisions and achieving success. Today we'll talk about a critical concept that can shape your decision-making process, whether in business, projects, or even day-to-day life: the risk matrix framework. Risk is unavoidable, but how we understand and tackle it can be the deciding factor between success and failure. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete understanding of the risk matrix framework, its components, and how to apply it in practical scenarios. Stick around, because this simple yet powerful tool could completely transform how you approach challenges in your projects or career. What is the risk matrix framework? The risk matrix framework is a visual tool that categorizes risks based on two key factors: likelihood, how likely is the risk to occur; impact, how severe would the consequences be if the risk occurred. Imagine a grid with rows representing likelihood levels, like rare, possible, likely, and columns representing impact levels, from insignificant to catastrophic. The intersection of these two determines the overall risk level. For example, a risk that is both likely and catastrophic would appear in the red zone, signaling high urgency. A rare but minor risk would be in the green zone, meaning it requires minimal monitoring. Color coding: green for low risk, yellow for medium risk, and red for high risk, makes it easy to visualize and prioritize risks. This clarity makes the risk matrix framework an invaluable part of effective risk management. Key components of the framework. To get the most out of the risk matrix framework, it's important to understand its key components. Likelihood. This measures how probable it is for a risk to occur. Common levels include rare, highly unlikely; unlikely, could happen but isn't expected; possible, may occur under certain conditions; likely, expected in some instances; almost certain, extremely likely to happen. Impact. This measures how damaging the risk would be. Categories typically include insignificant, minimal disruption; minor, small impact that's manageable; moderate, noticeable disruption requiring extra effort; major, significant impact that could threaten objectives; catastrophic, severe consequences that could lead to project or system failure. Risk levels. These are the outcomes of combining likelihood and impact. Low risk, green, requires minimal action; medium risk, yellow, needs proactive measures to reduce the impact or likelihood; high risk, red, demands immediate attention and robust mitigation strategies. Steps to implement the risk matrix framework. Here's how you can apply the risk matrix framework step by step. Identify risks. Start by listing all potential risks that could affect your project or decision. Use brainstorming sessions, historical data, and input from experts to cover all possibilities. Assess likelihood. Rank each risk by its probability of occurring. Be honest and base this assessment on data or expert judgment. Assess impact. Evaluate how much damage each risk could cause. Consider factors like financial loss, time delays, reputational harm, or safety concerns. Plot risks on the matrix. Map each risk onto the grid based on its likelihood and impact ratings. This gives you a visual representation of where the biggest threats lie. Develop mitigation strategies. Create action plans for high-priority risks. Strategies could include preventative measures, contingency plans, or transferring risks through insurance. Monitor and review. Risk management is ongoing. Regularly update the matrix to reflect changes in your project or environment and the effectiveness of mitigation plans. Practical applications of the risk matrix framework. The risk matrix framework is widely applicable across industries. Project management. It helps teams prepare for potential delays, allocate resources efficiently, and ensure successful delivery. Health and safety. Organizations use it to identify workplace hazards and implement safety measures to protect employees. Business continuity planning. During crisis management, the framework highlights critical risks that could disrupt operations, enabling better contingency planning. Financial risk management. Finance teams assess risks related to investments, market volatility, or inefficiencies to improve decision-making. Benefits of the framework. Why is the risk matrix framework so valuable? Let's highlight its key benefits. Simplicity, easy to understand and use, even for non-specialists. Visualization, offers a clear visual representation of risks, helping you grasp their significance quickly. Prioritization, focuses attention on the most critical risks, ensuring your efforts and resources are well spent. Versatility, adaptable to a wide range of industries and scenarios. Limitations of the framework. Despite its effectiveness, the risk matrix framework has some limitations. Subjectivity, risk assessments often rely on personal judgment, which can introduce bias. Oversimplification, it doesn't account for the interdependencies or evolving nature of risks. Static nature, requires frequent updates to stay relevant. Best practices for using the framework. To maximize its effectiveness, follow these tips. Involve diverse perspectives. Include input from people with different expertise to identify risks comprehensively. Use data. Base your assessments on evidence whenever possible. Combine with other tools. For complex scenarios, pair the risk matrix with tools like SWOT analysis or Monte Carlo simulations. Keep it updated. Set regular review intervals to reflect new risks or changes in circumstances. Whether you're managing a project, planning for emergencies, or evaluating investments, this framework empowers you to make smarter decisions and face uncertainty with confidence. Thank you for watching Tool Thinker, where we simplify complex ideas for smarter thinking. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more transformative insights. And remember, visit our website to discover how framework thinking can empower your business, career, and personal growth. Until next time, stay curious, stay empowered.